In the heart of Uwada village, a place steeped in tradition and superstition, the birth of twins was considered an ominous event. The villagers believed that twins brought misfortune and were cursed. How can a human give birth to more than one child? It was believed that only animals give birth to one child. This led to a cruel practice of abandoning any twins born in the dreaded evil forest. One stormy night, Adeze, the wife of the humble farmer named Chukudi, had gone to the palace to deliver the yams that she was supposed to deliver during the day. But because she wasn't feeling too well, she decided to deliver them that evening. But unfortunately, she went into labor on her way to the palace. She struggled, and with all her strength, she got to the palace just after dusk. The midwife, Mama Ijoma, was just assisting the queen to give birth to her child, whom unfortunately she had lost. Mama Ijoma assisted Adeze through her intense hours of labor, seeing that the labor pains were too much and she wouldn't have the strength to go back to her hut. Mama Ijoma decided to deliver the child in the palace. As the cries of the first baby echoed through the hut, Mama Ijoma's face turned pale. Moments later, the second cry followed. Twins. The air grew thick with tension as the realization dawned on them. Chukudi, who had been looking for his wife and decided to go to the palace to find out what was keeping her, walked in just as the second cry followed. Chukudi entered the room, his eyes wide with fear and confusion. "What are we going to do?" he whispered, glancing nervously at the newborn girls. Mama Ijoma, a woman torn between her duty and the village custom, shook her head. "They must be taken to the evil forest," she said, her voice trembling. "It is the way of our people." Adeze clutched her babies to her chest, tears streaming down her face. "No, please. There must be another way," she pleaded, her heart breaking at the thought of losing her daughters 10 years after waiting to have a child. Unknown to them, the Queen Nneka, who had recently lost her newborn daughter, had been secretly listening outside. Driven by a mix of grief and a desire to save at least one life, she stepped into the hut. "I will take one of the girls," she declared, her voice firm. "She will be raised as a princess in the palace." The villagers were stunned by the queen's intervention. After much deliberation, it was decided that the queen would take the elder twin, while the younger twin would be taken to the evil forest. However, Mama Ijoma felt a pang of sympathy, secretly hid the younger twin, and promised Adeze she would find a way to keep her safe. Years passed, and the elder twin, now named Princess Amara, grew up in the luxury of the royal palace. She was pampered and adored by Queen Nneka and the king. Amara was beautiful, but the privilege of royalty made her arrogant and cruel. She believed that she was superior to everyone, including the palace staff and maids. Meanwhile, the younger twin, named Adana, was raised by Mama Ijoma in secrecy. Adana was kind-hearted, resilient, and humble, traits that endeared her to everyone who met her. Despite her different upbringings, a mysterious connection always lingered between the sisters, even though they had no knowledge of each other's existence. As fate will have it, Adana, now a young woman, sought work at the palace to help support her foster mother, Mama Ijoma. She was hired as a maid and was assigned to serve Princess Amara. The moment Amara saw Adana, she felt an inexplicable animosity towards her. Adana, on the other hand, felt a strange sense of familiarity whenever she was around the princess. As Amara is always with all palace staff, she treated Adana with disdain and disgust. She was also very jealous of Adana because Adana was very beautiful. Amara's jealousy and cruelty towards Adana grew with each passing day. She took pleasure in humiliating and mistreating her, making her do the hardest and most demeaning task. Despite the harsh treatment, Adana remained kind and diligent, earning the admiration of the palace staff. Prince Ifeanyi, a prince in the neighboring village, visited Nwada village one day to pay a courtesy visit to the king, who happens to be his father's friend. Prince Ifeanyi was handsome, intelligent, and kind-hearted. He was the pride of his family. The very first time he visited the palace, he was immediately drawn to Adana's quiet beauty and gentle nature. He often found excuses to be near her, engaging her in discussions and conversations, and offering assistance with her chores. Amara noticed the prince's growing affection for Adana and was consumed with jealousy. She had always harbored feelings for Ifeanyi and couldn't bear the thought of him choosing a mermaid over her. Determined to win his heart, Amara intensified her efforts to charm Ifeanyi, but his eyes were set on Adana alone. One evening, Prince Ifeanyi cornered Adana in the palace garden. "Adana," he said softly, "I have come to care for you deeply. Your kindness and strength has captivated my heart. Will you give me a chance to prove my love to you?" Adana was taken aback. She had admired the prince from afar, but never imagined he would reciprocate her feelings. "My prince," she replied, her voice trembling, "I am but a maid. I do not deserve your affection." "Nonsense," Ifeanyi insisted. "It is your heart that I love, not your status." Their secret courtship began, filled with stolen moments and whispered promises. They knew their love was forbidden, but their hearts could not be swayed. As their bonds deepened, Adana felt a growing sense of foreboding, as if their love was destined to bring about a great revelation. Amara's jealousy and bitterness reached a breaking point. She could not stand the sight of Ifeanyi and Adana together. Her heart burned with the desire to reclaim the prince's affection and to rid herself of Adana once and for all. One fateful night, Amara overheard a conversation between Mami Ijoma and the queen. The truth about Adana's origin was revealed. She was the younger twin saved from the evil forest by the midwife's compassion. Amara's mind raced with the implication of this revelation. If Adana's true identity were revealed, it would threaten her position and her chances with Ifeanyi. Driven by fear and rage, Amara devised a plan to eliminate Adana. She invited her to a secluded part of the palace under the pretense of reconciliation. "Adana," she said, feigning kindness, "I have treated you poorly. Please accept my apology and join me for a private dinner." Adana, ever forgiving, agreed. As they dined, Amara's true intention became clear. She laced Adana's drink with a deadly poison, intending to end her life and secure her place as the only rightful princess. However, just as Adana was about to drink, Prince Ifeanyi arrived. He asked to join the dinner and was about to drink from the very same cup that Adana wanted to drink from. But Amara, out of fear, knocked the cup over. This raised a sort of suspicion in Prince Ifeanyi, and he asked her why she didn't want him to drink from the cup. At that moment, it was open and clear that Adana was about to be poisoned by Amara. Amara's face crumbled and she confessed everything in a fit of rage. She's nothing but a commoner, a twin who should have died in the evil forest. She has no place here, and neither do you if you choose her over me. The king and queen, drawn by the commotion, arrived to witness Amara's breakdown. Queen Nneka's heart shattered as the truth came to light. "What have you done?" she whispered, tears streaming down her face. Truth about Adana's origin spread through the palace like wildfire. The king and queen were devastated by the realization that their action had torn apart a family and caused untold suffering. Queen Nneka in particular was consumed by guilt. She had taken Amara in out of love and grief, but then her action had sown the seed of discord among two twin sisters. Prince Ifeanyi stood by Adana's side, unwavering in his love and support. "We must make things right," he declared. Adana deserved to be recognized as the princess she is, and Amara must answer for her actions. The king, burdened by the weight of his past decisions, decreed that a council of elders would convene to address the situation. The elders, wise and impartial, listened to the testimonies of all involved. They deliberated long and hard, their faces grave with the responsibility of their decision. Finally, the head elder spoke. "It is clear that great wrongs have been committed. Amara, your actions were driven by jealousy and fear, but they have caused immense harm. You must be held accountable. However, we also recognize that you were a victim of circumstances beyond your control." Amara, tears streaming down her face, bowed her head in shame. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I let my fear and envy consume me." The elders turned to Adana. "You have shown remarkable resilience and grace. Your true identity will be acknowledged, and you will be restored to your rightful place." Queen Nneka stepped forward, her voice filled with remorse. "Adana, can you find this in your heart to forgive me? We have wronged you in ways that words cannot express." Adana, her heart ached with a mixture of emotions, nodded. "I forgive you. Let us move forward and heal together." The kingdom of Uwada village began a slow but determined journey towards healing. Amara was stripped of her titles and privileges, but was given a chance to redeem herself through services to the community. She dedicated herself to helping the poor and sick, hoping to atone for her past misdeeds. The king, however, declared that the killing of twins or throwing them into the evil forest was hereby abolished. He officially adopted Adana as his daughter, and eventually, when Amara atoned for her sin, she was reinstated as the princess of the village. In the end, Adana married Prince Ifeanyi, and they had beautiful children together.